I'm not much of a theory guy. I'm not the kind of guy that says empower yourself, find your inner self and be more of who you are. I'm not too much that way. I like to put verbs in my sentences, and I like to tell you things that when you get through listening to me, you can go do in your life today and tomorrow that changes your walk through this world, changes your life, changes your family, changes the way you interact with the people you care about. That's what I want to do. My goal here is to talk about things that matter to people who care. And I think that's you. I think that's why you're continuing to dial into this. So I'm going to jump right into number 7. I have a question to start out with. Do you consider yourself a reactor or a proactor when it comes to life? Are you reactive or are you proactive? Now think about that for a second. Do you spend your life reacting to what comes your way every single day? Or are you somebody that gets up and creates what you want to do every single day? Now, if you have a job and it's a career and you've been at it for a good while, then of course you react to that. But did you create that career? And was it what you wanted to do? And inside that career, are you rank and file doing what everybody wants you to do, being the kind of teacher you've been told to be, being the kind of police officer you've been told to be, being the kind of doctor you've been told to be, meeting the expectations of everybody around you? Or are you proactive within your career and doing things the way you want to do it? It's okay to have something that you've been doing for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, but has it gotten stale? Are you reacting to what comes your way every day and you just kind of sit there and wait till you see what comes around the corner and that's what you're going to deal with? Or do you step back and say, hey, this is my time, this is my life, and I want to star in my life, I want to star in what I do, and so I want to be proactive. I want to do this my way. I love that Frank Sinatra song, I Did It My Way. Are you doing you your way? Or are you doing you the way you've been told to do you? I was reading a story today on the internet, dailymail.com. They're our joint venture partners, full disclosure, for Daily Mail TV. And there was a story there about a woman by the name of Vanessa Lozano. She had a job working in a call center, and she was absolutely miserable. Miserable. She was depressed. She was hating it. Now, her family had started an animal rescue organization, but she had taken this job in a call center. She was miserable. She talks about how she just up and quit that job because that wasn't her currency. You remember we talked about currency. She said, that wasn't what I wanted to do. That wasn't paying me off. So now, instead of going to a call center every day, she's bringing health back to monkeys, sloths, and kinkajous. I don't even know what those are, except they have a prehensile tail and they live in trees. And there are pictures of her in there with the biggest smile on her face you can imagine. So she's not doing what she was supposed to do. She's doing what she wanted to do. Obviously, I'm advocating for you being proactive in your life. That doesn't mean you can quit all your responsibilities. I mean, if you've got 3 children, you can't drop them off at the mall and just take off. But you can do what you want to do within the confines of the responsibilities that you have. Now, we make decisions in our life every day, right? We decide what to have for lunch. We decide what to wear today. We decide what movie we're going to go see. We make a lot of decisions. But there's a whole other category of decision. And that category is what I call life decisions. I've talked about these just briefly before. Life decisions are those things that you make one time because they represent core values. They're life decisions that stick with you day after day, week after week, year after year. And it may have to do with your honesty, your integrity, your work ethic, your parenting philosophies. And you may not even be aware that you made them because they were so natural to you. Like, you hopefully have made the life decision that you don't steal. You don't rob places. So if you wake up in the morning and you're late for work and you say, oh, well, man, I'm a little short on cash. Let's see, should I stop by that 7-Eleven and rob them or should I run by the ATM? You don't have that debate with yourself every day because a long time ago you made the life decision that you just don't steal. So you don't have to debate that again every single day. Maybe you've made the life decision that you're going to have good personal hygiene. You're going to groom yourself. So you don't wake up every day and decide, well, am I going to take a shower today? Am I going to brush my teeth? Am I going to put on clean clothes? You've made a life decision that the standard to which you live is going to do the best you have with what you've got. I grew up very poor, very poor. But as the old saying goes, and many people have said many times, we didn't have very nice clothes, but the clothes we had were clean. My mother always made sure that the clothes we had were clean, that we were clean. We brushed our teeth, combed our hair. We were clean, and the clothes we had were clean. And so there was just a life decision in our family that we were going to do the best we could with what we had. And as I grew up, I didn't have to make that decision fresh every day. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, have you made an active life decision about your attitude of approach to life? Have you made an active life decision about whether you're going to get up every day and who you are going to be and what you're going to do is going to be a function of what comes at you that day? Or can you make a life decision that says, you know what, I'm going to be the captain of my own ship. I'm going to choose what I do, what I pursue, how I determine what the rest of my life is going to be. You can make that life decision. And again, you might say, okay, Phil, you may have enough money where you can just quit what you're doing and go fly freight in and out of Africa or something. That's fine. But I, on the other hand, have a job. I've got kids in school. Your kids are grown, mine are not. So I've got to continue to get a paycheck, et cetera, every day. I get that. I'm not asking you to abandon your family. I'm not asking you to quit your job and go out and live off the land. I'm saying within the confines of the responsibilities you have, are you doing everything you can to have the most satisfying life that's possible? And that's a life decision. In order to do that, you have to decide it's not selfish for you to take care of you, for you to do the things that you need to do to make you happy. And let me tell you who benefits when you make you happy. Everybody around you benefits. When you make you happy, you're a better husband or wife, you're a better son or daughter, a brother or sister, employer or employee, doesn't matter, whatever role, if you're more fulfilled, if you're more happy in your walk through life, everybody around you is going to benefit because they're going to get a better you than they do if you're just kind of gray and going through the motions, putting one foot in front of the other. Everybody benefits. So how do you do this? How do you make that life decision? Well, of course, you have to think about it. You have to decide, okay, I've been in reactive mode. I'm going to shift to proactive mode. How do I do that, Dr. Phil? I'm one that believes in operational definitions. What is an operational definition? If I tell somebody that's depressed, I want you to be happier, then I need to give them an operational definition of happier. What does happier mean? Well, it means smiling more and crying less, being more active in life. Old sayings get to be old sayings because they're profound. The old saying, you're not going to get a hit if you're not swinging. So it means getting out and getting up to bat. If you're depressed, you're going to sit at home. And when you sit at home, you have less chance to be reinforced. And the less reinforcement you get, the more depressed you become. The more depressed you become, the less active you are. The less active you are, the less chance you have to be reinforced. The less reinforcement you get, the more depressed you become. It's what I call an auto-exacerbating disease. You are circling the drain in ever-tightening concentric circles. There's just no way out of it until you decide, no, wait a minute. The operational definition of getting happy is to get out there in the world and do things that have the chance of rewarding me. So if I say, what's the operational definition of being happier? Well, you're going to smile more and cry less. You're going to be more interactive with the world where you have a chance of getting rewarded more. You're going to engage with people that are healthy for you and build up your self-worth and your self-esteem because they believe in you and say good things to you instead of being around toxic people who drag you down. You're going to start to take better care of yourself. Maybe you get depressed, you don't groom as well, you don't shower every day. So I'm going to tell you, you're going to shower every day, you're going to get up, you're going to get dressed, you're going to be out of the house at 7:30 every morning, you're going to go out and you're going to do something that's active. Well, I don't have a job. Then go volunteer somewhere. I'm going to give you the operational definition for what it means to be happy. To do that, I want you to be proactive. I want you to begin by making an appointment with yourself. Now, we make appointments with the doctor, the dentist, with our kids to go to their practice, to pick them up after school, to do this, to do that. We make appointments with everybody else. Let's make an appointment with ourselves and keep it. Start with 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour a day, where you make an appointment with yourself that you're going to figure out what you can proactively do to raise your game, to get more of what you want and less of what you don't want out of your life. That's my operational definition of you making a life decision to become proactive rather than reactive in your life. The first step is to make an appointment with yourself and keep it and spend that time not with the TV on, not with the radio on, not answering the phone, not being interrupted by kids. And I don't care if you have to pull over on the way home to a rest area or a parking lot at the mall and sit there in your car with a pen and a pad and just write down the things you need to do to be proactive in your life. If you have to get up 30 minutes earlier every day, 30 minutes before everybody else gets up, or stay up 30 minutes later, or as I say, pull the car over on the way home and sit in a parking lot and have this meeting with yourself. Make the life decision to focus on figuring out how I'm going to get more of what I want in life and less of what I don't want. This is a critical thing. You'll be astounded how much 30 minutes a day, even 5 days a week, what kind of impact that would have in your life.